Hi everyone, welcome back to day 2 of our What's New in Tech Aggie STEM Boot Camp for Teachers videos. Today is another early start. I'm up here really just as it's starting to get light out and excited to take on the day, just kind of a recap on what we're going to be doing. We're going to start early in the morning with robotics, which I'm excited for, and then we're going to move into the engineering as elementary curriculum, learning how to teach that to students and how to apply that with our technology teaks and things like that. And then it'll be lunchtime, and after lunch we'll be working on aquaponics, which is again creating those ecosystems involving fish and plants. They both grow together, so that's super cool, and I'm definitely trying to get a great technology angle to take it back and teach you guys with. And then after that is kind of a grab bag. It'll be a little bit of classroom management, some tours of the rest of campus, and then it'll be dinner time, and the day will be over before you know it. So I'll be back here shortly with so hopefully some video from today, just kind of meshed in throughout the video, as well as my takeaways on what I learned and what I'm going to be bringing back to you. All right, well, day 2 is done, and I'm back ready to share my thoughts for the day, and I'm going to intersperse the second half of the video with some video clips that I took throughout the training today. The first clip you're going to see is me describing what my homework was prior to going into today, so I'm going to shoot over to that clip right now.
So I wanted to give everyone a closer look at the curriculum for the engineering is elementary, and we've got here, this is just one lesson, so it's passing through designing model membranes. So it focuses on organisms, basic needs, bioengineering, and it's designed for elementary students. It's actually designed for 1st grade through 5th grade. They have a specific one for kindergarten, but we don't have it here to show. So you can see it's a pretty thick binder full of stuff. It's got here all these different tabs, overview, prep lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, and the assessment. So this is, you can do it over multiple days, but it focuses on one thing. And the cool thing about it is that it has these stories that go along with it. So these are stories, this is Juan Daniel's Football Frog, that are both a cultural, so you have a social studies piece to it, but it also has a science story built in, and it's reading at your kids' reading level. So just looking through the book, you can see, pictures, large text, good to see. And so it has a bunch of cool stuff with it, and that's how you frame out your lesson. And for homework, I actually today will be doing part of the class, and so I will be focusing today, if I can get over to it, the pre-reading questions. So I had to look at these questions, and I will be telling the class about them today. So I just thought it'd kind of give you a glimpse of what we're talking about here during the STEM boot camp and kind of what I'll be doing. And then that way, so you know that I'm definitely learning it, so I can come back and show you guys. Thanks.
So like I said, that was the homework I had to do before class today. That was the pre-reading questions, and I actually created a PowerPoint that went along with that I presented to the group of teachers, and we talked about the pre-reading questions before we jumped in. That wasn't what we actually did first today. What we did first was robotics, and I had a blast with that. We actually got to look at some completed robots, and then we took those apart in kind of a reverse engineering process, and the rest of the week we'll start putting them back together again. So I'm going to show you a clip of that right now.
So we're about to do our first robotics lesson. You can see we've got some different robots here. I'm super excited to get into this. We already did some pre-stuff where we had to talk about what are robots and what is robotics. We did a voice recording of that earlier, but excited to see what the day brings with the rest of these robots.
And then so after the robots, we went back to the engineering as elementary curriculum, and we started working through the actual lesson. We walked through the story, and we started working towards our kind of homework for tomorrow's lessons, which is going to be kind of some card sorting and things like that. And so I've got a clip of me starting that process of cutting out the cards for the card sorting.
So here I've got the playing cards for part of the engineering is elementary lesson that I have to cut out so that we can use it in tomorrow's lesson. So a little more homework and practice before we get into tomorrow's lesson.
So after that, it was lunch, and we ate at the MSC, which is the Memorial Student Center, and love getting to go back in that 'cause it's a living memorial to all of the fallen Texas A&M students throughout the years. And so that's awesome. But after lunch, we came to Aquaponics, which I gotta say has been the biggest surprise for me, and the thing that I thought I didn't even know what it was going into it, and it has been a great thing. So I've got two video clips of that, me starting to set up the aquaponics stuff. That'll be the next several days after lunch. That's what we're working on. And it's something I'm excited to take back to you guys. If any of the teachers are interested in trying to start it, I'll have some information for you. But I'll show you those clips right now.
So I just finished cutting the foam board that my plants will grow on in the aquaponics system. You can see a whole mess of foam and the saw we got to use to cut it and create our foam platform that the plants will sit in. And here is the remainder of the stuff that I will be using to create the aquaponics system. I've got a 3-gallon tub here and then a clear tub here. My plants will grow in this one and the fish will live in this one. This box contains a pump that will pump water from one tank to the other.
So after the aquaponics lesson, it was more campus touring. I got to go inside the Cushing Library there at A&M, which is where they house kind of their collections. There are some, like I said, Game of Thrones memorabilia in there. They had a section going on with science fiction and fantasy dealing with space. And so that was a pretty cool collection to see. They had a lot of first editions and stuff behind glass. Didn't get any pictures of that. It's kind of frowned upon. But I also, after that, we went to tour the aviary and where they keep the birds that they do research with here at Texas A&M. So lots of parrots, macaws, things like that. Again, no photos, but it was an amazing time. If you get a chance, definitely recommend seeing it. That being said, kind of my thoughts on today. It was a great day. We really started getting a little more hands-on today than we did yesterday. Yesterday was kind of a learning and having the rules explained to us today. The rest of this week is going to be more and more hands-on as we go. So I'm very excited. I'm learning a lot of ways to tie this to TEKS, to tie this into technology standards, and then bringing that technology piece that though we're talking about science and STEM, there can still be more technology that I'm adding personally that's not necessarily been given to me by the instructors. So a lot of information, a lot of ideas that are coming together. I'm trying to collect it all so you guys can have it when I get back. So like I said, if you have any questions once I get back on campus, feel free to reach out to me and ask me. I'd love to share what I'm learning with you guys. It's going to be great. So I hope you have a great rest of whatever day it is when you're watching this video. Be sure to check out yesterday's video, which was day 1. Today's day 2. Check tomorrow's video, which is going to be day 3. Thanks.